very strong cars, and I would say very, very difficult to choose a favorite here.
Well, they both ran 5.33 elapsed time for the quarter mile in the previous round. Only by 2 1/1000ths did Amato earn lane choice. So this is a toss-up. I'll tell you, I wouldn't bet on, assume either way on the outcome of this Top Fuel final. Amato's ready. LaHaye is ready. The tree comes down. They leave right together. No advantage off the mark. LaHaye in the near lane. The far lane Amato. The wind line and the expression there on the crew tells you where it was. Dick LaHaye has won this race by 100th of a second.
Down the racetrack, boy, are they happy.
Dick LaHaye came out of this car saying the same thing that we're all saying. What a race.
Well, I hope to tell you, we was right together all the way down the track. And, you know, I knew Joe and I was going to have a good race in the final here because we both run 33s. And, you know, we're both very consistent. And
that was a 31 to a 32.
Well, that's a little bit better yet then, wasn't it? I guess we did the right move on it. And all I can say with all this heat and everything with the track, that it's definitely Miller time.
There is Joe Amato, the World Championship points leader. And in the near lane, the man who is his #1 challenger, Dick LaHaye, trying to win 4 national events in a row. It has never been done. They move forward. LaHaye finally moves up to the starting line, and they're away. Joe Amato with the wheels in the air. LaHaye suddenly loses traction. LaHaye felt that, got off the throttle, and could not recover in time. Jerry Amato celebrating this victory as Joe wins at 5.38 seconds, 269 miles per hour.
Joe Amato, are you a happy man?
I'm elated. This is our hometown track, Steve. You know, to do good here, you know, I'm going to get excited, a little sentimental here, but Englishtown always has special value to me because it's, you know, it's this close to my warehouse, my family, my people. To do good here with 1,000 people in the bleachers, I mean, that's what it's all about.
What would it mean to Joe Amato to win his first ever U.S. Nationals in Top Fuel?
Well, Steve, to win the Nationals, the big one of all time, and hopefully set the speed record and back it up in the final, that'll be a storybook ending and a dream come true. I don't know if I could take it.
It's probably the most important race in my whole career. You know, this is the grandfather of all drag racing, and it's the biggest drag race of the year. And to win this would just be astounding. I mean, I would probably be lost for words, to be truthful with you, and we'll have to wait and see what happens at the other end.
Both begin to inch up now into the staging lights. The final round, Top Fuel Eliminator, the 33rd U.S. Nationals. Both of them move forward ever so slowly. The light goes green. They come off the line fairly even. LaHaye wavers the front end just a bit, but Amato takes it all the way for the win. Joe Amato with a 5:26.279 to a losing 5:25.274. And Joe Amato wins his first U.S. Nationals. Joe Amato had the best leave of any driver in Top Fuel.
The driver won this one. He ran 100th quicker and you beat him.
Oh, well, Steve told me it was going to... Steve, I'll be okay, Steve.
That's okay.
I'm not excited or nothing. God, the U.S. Nationals. Tim told me it was going to be real tight, he said, but you're going to have to weld them to the tree. You know, we've been driving real good all day, and I've been just concentrating a real lot on the tree. And I've been getting real good lights, and, you know, I've gotten my eyes picked out the last race, so I came here with the idea that I know I was going to have to do real good, and thank God they gave me enough power to do it.
You know, Steve, coming into this race here, we're 456 points behind. If we need to set low ET or top speed or both, which will accumulate us a couple or 100 points on that standpoint. If we could touch the national record, it'd be nice, but I don't think it's going to happen at this racetrack. With the high altitude and the temperature and the low humidity, it's hard to make these cars run as fast as they will in other places. We also need to go a couple rounds ahead of, or finish a couple rounds ahead of Joe so that we can accumulate a few points that way. There's 200 points around, and then that way going into the World Finals, you know, we'll be a little bit closer, and then we can just race head-to-head for it.
Joe, what do you have to do to fend off Dick LaHaye for the overall World Championship? What's your plan?
Well, basically, we're just going to go out and race. You know, it's hard to try and look ahead and second-guess yourself. There's 8 rounds of racing left, and we've got to do whatever he does within 2 rounds of that.
You've been thinking about this.
Oh, yeah, you run it over in your mind. There's no doubt about it. You know, you want to, you know, not make any mistakes, but you know, to try and second-guess and qualify funny or do anything like that, you know, you don't want to do any of them things. You want to just go out and race hard and try and win the 2 races. Then that just eliminates him having a chance. You know, that's our goal.
Will it be Joe Amato with his wife Jerry in front of the car, or will it be Dick LaHaye? Earlier, Paul asked both drivers how they approached this race.
Well, we're probably going to have to step up to run a low 530, maybe a high 520. And I think the reaction time on the starting line is going to be real critical, whoever leaves first. So, you know, we're just going to try and put our motor together and make it run good and go out and see and give it our best shot. You know, it's a lot of 100,000 on the table for the World Championship, but it's not really over after this race, even if we lost, because it would just make it real tight for the next race. If we win, it would just about ice it. So, it's, you know, it's a pivotal point, but it's not the end of the world. So, you know, we're just going to do our best job and go out there and try and win. You know, it's going to be anybody's race. It's going to be a tight one. Every time me and LaHaye run, they're always 100, 200 apart, you know, either way. So just give them my best job.
Well, we'd like to put the same kind of question to Dick LaHaye, but as you can see, he is down underneath the engine of that Top Fuel dragster, trying to make sure that it's ready to do everything that it needs to do in this semifinal round. Now, he, of course, has lane choice here, and he is after his first world title, so the situation perhaps just a little bit more critical here in the LaHaye pits. Either way, the race will go on for the World Championship and will be settled at Pomona, California.
Near lane, Dick LaHaye. This is a repeat of the final round of the U.S. Nationals when Amato got the whole shot and beat LaHaye's quicker elapsed time. They're moving up and staging. All eyes on the starting line here at Firebird International Raceway. And off the mark versus Amato. A brilliant lead in the lower lane by Joe Amato. Amato is ahead. The win light says LaHaye. Electronically, the race has been judged. Dick LaHaye, the winner, at 5.28 to Amato's 5.32. But Amato had 400 right off the mark. He won it by about a foot.
Well, I'm very happy Dick LaHaye finally gets the helmet off. You ready, my friend? 5.28, 2.74, and you have lane choice. You're moving closer.
Well, Paul, I'll tell you what. I can almost cry right now. We've been trying to win this thing all year. And let me catch my breath here just for a second. I feel like I've run it on.
Taking his breath completely away. Here's Joe Amato.
It's a drag race.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Man.
See you at the winner night.
Well, Paul, you know, this has been a tough year for us. We have been just up and down and up and down. We was down coming into this race. And I bet Kim and Jeff are just out of control right now. I mean,
You scared us, though. You were down under the car yourself in between rounds there. Were there any problems?
I do that every round. That's how we tune the engine, is off the bottom end.
Don't do that to us.
Well, we have to do that. I'll tell you, I'm so thrilled. If we can win this, we can pull closer to the World Championship, and we'll just hope we can.
You're on your way.
Thank you very much, Paul.
Dan, nobody's surprised at LaHaye and Amato in the finals. Who do you think's going to win?
Dave, I'd hate to pick this one. I guarantee you, I'd hate to live in the difference of the winning and losing here in this race.
Joe Amato far lane, Dick LaHaye near lane. Taking their time about staging. Finally, Amato comes forward. And now LaHaye is set. A tremendous start. Amato with a slight advantage. And Amato wins it. Oh, what a drag race. 5.11 for Joe Amato. A 5.12 for Dick LaHaye. Amato's speed, 283 miles an hour. LaHaye at 281. This is the quickest and fastest side-by-side drag race in history.
History here at Pomona, California. The quickest side-by-side drag race in history, a 5.12 to a 5.11. You won the race, a quick race. I don't even think you know who won, but I even think that Joe Amato might be for a loss for words. How do you feel, buddy?
$50,000 is a lot of money, but me and Dick all year we have these races. I mean, they're 9,000s, 3,000s, so 2 feet, a foot, 6 inches. I mean, you know, Tim Richards and my guys did an outstanding job of preparing the car and getting it ready, and you know, we've been in the final with him so many times. It's so, you know, thank God for Joe Horutka putting up the money from Krager and Mr. Gasket Company. But boy, you know, my team did an outstanding job preparing the car this weekend. And Tim Richards and they can all come here. All right, you know, we got. This is the rubber. We've been in the final of this race 3 years, and last year Garwitz beat me on the line, so I figured the tree owed me one, and that was what it owed me a light against somebody, and LaHaye got taken advantage of it today.
You definitely got it. Jerry, how you feel, dear?
Great. I don't believe it. It's wonderful.
Well, congratulations to both of you, the crew, and everyone. Great going.
For more on that story, here's Steve Evans.
Well, Dave, the Top Fuel World Championship comes down to a battle between two men in 2 cars. Behind me, Joe Amato, Old Forge, Pennsylvania. His car crewed by the famed Tim Richards. They've been in 7 national event final rounds. They have won 3 of those. They come to Pomona with a 1-round points advantage over, ironically, the car pitted right next door to them. Now, this car has been in 6 final rounds and has won 5 of them. And, of course, I'm talking about from Lansing, Michigan, Dick LaHaye. His top fuel dragster crewed by his daughter, Kim. For almost 30 years, you've been working towards this day. How do you feel?
I feel great. I mean, we're ready for this thing. It's built up to it over the whole season, and with the races that Joe and I have had, and it should be the 2 best cars in the country running for this World Championship, and that's what's happening right now. And
if it's not to be, can the team handle that disappointment should it come?
Oh, certainly. You know, we have done better than we've ever done in our life, and if we don't win the World Championship, that means we'll just have to try a little harder next year.
Joe, unlike Dick LaHaye, you've been in this situation before. You won the world title in '84. How has this season, how has this title chase been different?
Well, it's a lot tighter. There's a lot more cars running better, and it's going to be a lot more rewarding at the end because the competition is so great, and we're coming down to a shootout at the OK Corral.
Well, if both those men sounded ready and confident to you, you're absolutely right, because they both survived round 1 earlier today. Final preparations being made right now for round number 2. David?
Steve, this is not only a battle between 2 race cars and 2 great drivers, but between 2 great crew chiefs. This is Kim LaHaye, the crew chief on the family-operated Dick LaHaye Top Fuel dragster. In the pit next door, Tim Richards turning the wrenches with his crew on Joe Amato's Top Fuel car.
The engine essentially back together in the Joe Amato car. Crew chief Tim Richards, you've given Joey a very consistent car for 2 rounds. Your thoughts as you race for the World Championship?
Well, I feel as though that this is definitely the biggest run of our career, Joe and mine and everybody else here, and it's real important to stay consistent on this track. The track seems to be going away a little bit, but we've got to go for it. I have to figure that LaHaye has maybe a 17 or a 16 in his car, and we just have to go for it. I don't feel as though we're in a real good position here because we've been making a little too much heat in this car, and LaHaye isn't. So it's a lot easier for him to step up than it is us. We're trying to back up at the same time we're trying to go fast. It's not a good situation.
Well, the situation here is that Dick LaHaye's daughter Kim is going to try to give her father a dragster that won't smoke the tires and will get a hold of the racetrack. Kim, your feelings, the World Championship on the line?
Well, we're just going to try to run the best that we can, and hopefully it won't smoke the tires. And whatever the outcome is, we're real happy with the year.
Years filled with struggle, but Joe Amato came up through the sportsman ranks. He's already won a World Championship title. In fact, practically everything Joe Amato touches turns to gold.
Dick LaHaye is the last to stage, the way he likes it in the rock.
Joe Amato has problems. Dick LaHaye heads to the finish line and is the world champion. Dick LaHaye, in a tremendous victory, has taken $100,000 on that single run. The crew checking down track, making sure LaHaye makes the turnoff and is safe and okay.
The crew expressing some concern in the starting line, David. We can tell them from down here that Dick LaHaye is A-okay and one happy man, and we'll talk to him soon. For the first time in his 30-year racing career, a world championship, the Winston World Championship, and $100,000 belongs to this man, Dick LaHaye, 519.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you very much. I'm almost lost for words.
You know, Dan Henley, the team manager for Winston, is busy taping your name on this check. It's a monstrous check for a monstrous amount of money, my friend.
Well, thank you. It just, you know, we smoked the tires in the round before, and both the Miller cars were out there racing each other, and we were going to go for it, and I told Larry, I said, stand on the gas, because I'm racing you, and just smoke the tires, and I'll be truthful with you, he'd give me that round.
This particular race, tell me, did you see Amato? Did you see his problems?
I never seen him, no. We just left, and I just kept hoping and praying to the Lord that he'd never see a wheel, and I never seen him.
I hear a horn honking. Do we have any idea who could possibly be behind the wheel of that truck?
It's probably Team LaHaye, and Kim's leading them.
Indeed it is. Kim LaHaye, the entire LaHaye family roaring down here to take a look at what has to be the most amount. You never dreamed in your wildest days that drag racing could have that kind of reward.
Never. I mean, you know, when we started this almost 30 years ago, we was lucky to race for $500. Now it's $100,000.
Kim LaHaye, you're thrilled, I know.
Oh, sure did. It worked good.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Steve.
Guys, right there.
Congratulations, Nickel.
Joe Amato.
I hear you, man.
I know.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
A fiery finish to one of the best world championship battles ever.